Technology has always been closely linked with teaching. Today, we will uncover the history of educational technology. It all started with cave drawings, the very first technology in education. People then would teach children by painting and drawing pictures on the rock. They usually use ground stone, sand mixed with animal fat, or animal blood to write on rocks. This system was then improved when Pythagoras built an academy in 510 BC. It was cited that in 105 AD, paper making was invented in China. In a few years, Chinese began to use paper for writing. 382 AD came and manuscripts were transcribed. Around this time, in 389 AD, the founding academy of Plato begins a new movement in education. In 600 AD, woodblock printing was invented, and by 740 AD, the first newspaper was seen in China. The printing press was introduced to the West in the Holy Roman Empire by Johannes Gutenberg in 1440. The printing of the Bible with movable type has then transformed society. In 1635, the public school in the U.S. was first founded. It is now known as the Boston Latin School, the oldest existing public school known in the U.S. At around 1700, blackboards were introduced. Then, in 1800, books followed. 1862 was the year when a machine that can print the alphabet was developed. In 1878, the sales shoot up with the introduction of Remington No. 2, one of the oldest forms of typewriters. In 1901, Marconi sends the very first radio signal across the Atlantic. Now, World War II provided a boost for audiovisual education. Multimedia-based education has then started in 1910. The goal of introducing this system is to improve comprehension and retention. In 1920, radio came. 1930, film strip projectors came, and overhead projectors in 1940. Instructional television was then the focus of attention during the 1950s and the 1960s. The information age is considered to occur in the 1960s. By the 1970s, much of the enthusiasm for instructional television has been exhausted. The next technology to capture the interest of educators was the computer. Some of the earliest work on instructional application of computing took place in the 1950s and the 1960s. But these efforts had little impact on schools. It was not until the 1980s and the appearance of microcomputers that many educators and public officials became enthusiastic about computers. Computer age or new media age came into picture. This was characterized by a shift from traditional industry that the Industrial Revolution brought through industrialization to an economy based on information computerization. In 1991, first smartboard interactive whiteboard was introduced. Fast forward to the year 2000, video streaming was brought to the classrooms. 2008 came, and iPods and iPads revolutionized the way education is delivered. Internet, which is considered to be the most powerful and influential invention ever created, has been used around the globe. At present, we are enjoying this luxury of technology, which aids us in everything that we do. Having explored the roots of technology in education, we learned that integration of technology is a tool to advance learning in the content areas. It adds to the effectiveness of other resources and teacher-created activities. Although we have reached the age where we can use technology in just a snap, we should never forget that technology is just a tool. To quote Bill Gates, "In terms of getting the kids working together and motivating them, the teacher remains the most important."